black supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to talk about the present prophetic Messianic impact, black Messianic impact of General Sara, Suten, Seti, and young Pharoah. I had to do this video. Very important, very key, very overlooked, very ironic, paradoxical, and mind-blowing. Just a twist on things. The black Messianic impact of General Sara, Suten, Seti, and young Pharoah. Now, recently, General Seti and young Pharoah came out with a video, a very disrespectful and tasteless, ignorant rant video, speaking down against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, of whom many cherish and love, a staple in the black power, black consciousness, black religious community. They did a video dissing Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, supposedly in defense of Malcolm X and Khalid Muhammad. But this video was the most disrespectful video of any leader, teacher, or elder in a community that I have ever seen. It's almost unforgivable, and the damage almost unrepairable. But after you hear this video, after you allow me to decode and break down the black Messianic impact of Sara, Suten, Seti, and young Pharoah, I think this may change your perspective a little bit. Now, when I say Messianic, I'm referring to the Messiah. J. Edgar Hoover, the director and I want to say originator of the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, COINTELPRO program, once said that he had a fear of a black Messiah that will electrify black people and that will potentially overthrow the government, overthrow white supremacy, and manifest black empowerment, black nationalism, and the likes. He had a fear that this black Messiah would electrify black people and mobilize them and radicalize them. Now, many of us, when we try to conceptualize this black Messiah, we think somebody who's going to be speaking good. They're going to come speaking the tune. They're going to be playing the tune that's going to make everyone dance in unity. They're going to say what everyone wants them to say. They're going to say what everyone wants to hear. And all of a sudden, blacks are going to come together and form an alliance and become a nation. And become a tremendously powerful entity against white supremacy. This is how the narrative has been presented. So we expect that Messiah to come in a way where he's going to say good stuff. And what he says is going to be acceptable by many people, especially within the black conscious community, within the black community. It's going to be acceptable. So that's how we're looking for it to come. And we all going to recognize that this is our Messiah. We all going to recognize this entity. And the understanding of the power of the rise of the black Messiah that could electrify black people kind of brought forth a Messianic principle that has been that resurfaces from generation to generation. What I'm calling the Messianic principle. And then now I'm getting it down to what we call the Messianic events. You got the person, you got the event, and then you have the principle. What they all have in common is they're going to electrify black people to unify them as a force against white supremacy. Now, what General Sara, Suten, Seti, and young Pharoah did with the video, when I saw it, I was like, man, this is horrible. A lot of the facts in the video was wrong. A lot of his information was wrong. His research was just not thorough. But he's young, whatever. I know he's young and he hasn't done all the research, and he's kind of geeked that maybe he found a fact or found a new truth or found a different angle or perspective of looking at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. They operate like conspiracy theorists, trying to form new conspiracies to create value and relevance to their audience. So Seti's attempting to say relevant in some capacity, and young Pharaoh just geeked that he feels like he's coming into some new information, but he's more geeked than he is thorough. Seti kind of know better, but he just kind of riding a wave because he want to remain relevant. And for some reason, it seems like he has some vendetta against Islam or against the Nation of Islam or whoever. I don't know. That's just my speculation. But regardless, we know the video was very harsh, very distasteful, and very disrespectful. And that was my first view when I saw it. That hasn't changed. I still feel that way. I actually felt even that the videos he did need to come down, and he needs to put up a video in replace of those videos on his YouTube account with an apology to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. That's just how I feel. Take it or leave it. But this is my point, though. But what he did, if unconsciously, even if he did it unconsciously, what he did had a Messianic impact. Because him going at the nation, going at Elijah Muhammad, and bringing Malcolm back into the conversation, and bringing these things up, he resurrected the conscious community. He resurrected the black nationalist community. Solidarity was formed around the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Minister Farrakhan. People who were just arguing yesterday, who couldn't get along with each other within the black conscious community yesterday, was fighting on the same side in defense of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Louis Farrakhan. The whole black nationalist paradigm was reanimated, was brought back into effect so that we can look at all of it again. It was very relevant. People in the conscious community came out of the woodworks. So he reanimated, he electrified Seti and young Pharaoh. They electrified the black nationalist and black conscious community, and also caused a unification and caused a revisitation of the black nationalistic principles of what we stand for, the origin. He forced us to go back to the root. See, because only can things be unified at the root. A lot of our attempts to be unified has been surface levels, based on present issues and symptoms and things going on in the black community. We've been trying to unify around these issues, but he brought it back to the root. He went to the root of the matter, which is the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is the teachings of Marcus Garvey, where we all awakened from. And he went at that root so hard that it made the tree clamp into the dirt even harder. So he electrified the black conscious, black nationalists, Pan-Africanist, RBG, Islamic community. And that's powerful at this time, because people was falling asleep. People did not care one way or the other, even though they saying, "Oh, I stand with Minister Farrakhan, and Minister Farrakhan helped wake me up, and the nation helped wake me up and bring me into conscious." Your ass was asleep. Let's just keep it real. You was sleeping. You didn't give a goddamn about nothing. But it's when he went at the minister so hard, he awakened something in you. And that's really all we wanted you to do, is awaken, to study and research anything, to remember anything, to be associated with anything conscious, to be serious and sincere about black nationalism and the plight of your people. And if it took young Pharaoh, and if it took General Sara Seti to bang on Minister Farrakhan that hard to get you to sit in an upright position and remember who you are and what's important and where this all come from, to be conscious again, then we have to think in the same breath that we condemn and we condescend and we attack and we admonish young Pharaoh and General Sara and Suten Seti, we also have to thank them for waking up that spirit of black nationalism, that spirit of black empowerment, that spirit of black divinity that we got from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that we got from Malcolm as well, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All of them have played a significant role in the continuation and the perpetuation of black divinity, black pride, black respect, black empowerment. All of them have. And if it took young Pharaoh and Sara Suten Seti to go at the root, to attack the beehive, to get all the hornets activated and acclimated, if it took that, then I would say that that was a very, very powerful move, and it had Messianic impact because it electrified people. Before Pharaoh and General Sara Suten Seti opened his mouth, you didn't give a goddamn about the minister or the nation or the FOI or Khalid Muhammad or none of that. You had went back to sleep. You even forgot the white man was the devil. Trump even helped scare your ass into a deeper sleep than you already was in. Because Obama administration had your ass sleep. You was asleep off Obama's. You was in a daydream. And then Trump walked into your inception and put you into a deeper fucking sleep. So you didn't have no chance of waking up, at least for the next 8 fucking years. But then here come young Pharaoh, consciously or unconsciously. Here come General Sara Suten Seti, and they struck you in the right manner. They hit a jugular vein. They hit your funny bone. They hit it where it hurt. They hit the spine and made you upright again. And now you're talking about the reverence that you have for Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad and the NOI and the black race and the black nation. So what he did had Messianic impact, and you have to be multidimensional with this thing. Yeah, it was hurtful what he said about the minister, and I would hope that no one would ever talk about any black leader or teacher like that at any point ever. I would hope that would never happen again, and no one would ever do that. I wouldn't even repeat some of the things that he said. But I cannot deny the impact of what I see. How I see a unanimous position being taken around the attack on Farrakhan. How I see a unified front, even outside of the Nation of Islam, when it comes to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that through their Messianic impact, electrifying black people, they actually activated a black united front. When we had all become so disunified and so separatist and off on our own islands, we reunified around this attack on some of our late and greats and on some of our presents. We unified around that attack. We reawoken. We remembered. We put things in perspective. And for one single moment, the black conscious community and the black Nation of Islam, the black Islamic nationalist community became Wakanda again. We became one again. And everybody want that unity, but they're not pretty much aware of how it is going to come about. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of the video. You don't know how it's going to come about. I could have easily subtitled this video, God Works in Mysterious Ways. Because you don't know how the day or the time or the hour that the Messianic event, principle, or person will embody to create the perfect circumstance that electrify people to bring about revolutionary transformation in the consciousness of the people. So even they did that unbeknownstly, and they was just being ignorant. And they just wanted fame or YouTube views or AdSense. I'm telling you, the consequences of their action had a Messianic impact that created solidarity in the conscious community, which many of us have been trying to create for so long. Many of us have been trying to manufacture solidarity for so long. all the imagery, the negative imagery of police brutality and us being attacked out in the open, all of the footage and the video footage and the disrespect of black people was not enough to produce the result of solidarity that came from the actions, as a consequence from the actions of General Sara, Suten, Seti, and young Pharoah. So in the utilization of their platform to even propagate dissident thoughts, they got the opposite effect. They got more solidarity. And what they did was more of a benefit. While it was very dumb on their part for themselves, that's why I said it's some sacrificial lamb shit, like some that's when I say Messianic, almost like they sacrificed themselves to create solidarity and unity within the black community on some deep shit, because they even threw their money away for that. Because how you gonna go around and speak and do different lectures and you didn't came that hard at the minister? You didn't mess up some of your money, if not all of it. You didn't put a dent in your income. Now you gotta spend more money on security. You didn't mess up some of your money. That was sacrificial. You might have put your life in danger. That was a sacrifice. But what came out of it though? What came out of it is just not the hardship and the struggles accelerated for two beloved brothers, young Pharoah and General Sara, Suten, Seti. What came out of it was something that was very profound. The true narrative of what came out of it is the Messianic impact that it had over the black community. And I bet you this summer, for the black conscious community, is going to be a different summer. It's going to be a different spring. Because they have forced many people to be on the same wavelength and be clear on what black nationalism is, clear on what they stand for, and clear about what the root of which they're building on. So out of that clarity, unity was produced and solidarity was produced, and much will come out of that. And we might be 1,000 more steps towards progress based on that event that took place on that live stream with General Sara, Suten, Seti, and young Pharoah. And to end this video, we also got to see how the beef could be squashed and it could be civil between two different black organizations, that we can reach civilization among each other. And we also got a chance to deal with accountability so that we can keep these types of events that come between us in check. So harmony between the RBG community and the Nation of Islam came out of it, that we can squash our beef as civilized people, and that we can draw a line and determine the limits of which we can go in order to have respect for each other in our organizations as we continue to build and research and wake up the masses of our people. That's something positive that came out of that. We needed to see that. That even if every person in the Nation of Islam, or everybody that's upset about the statements that they made about the minister and Elijah Muhammad, that some people gonna be upset and be ignorant no matter what, that it was still good to see that those brothers Ben X from the Nation of Islam could sit down with young Pharoah, and that the new generation that's coming into manifestation can solve their problems in a very civil and an intellectual way, and that they are clear on what we are up against and who our real enemy is, that is not us. So they cannot be tricked. You can't pull that wool over on us no more. They know who the real enemy is, and they will not be distracted by our petty disagreements, no matter how disrespectful we feel. We'll get past that in a civil way so we can stay focused on who the real enemy is and continue to do the work that we have to do to wake up the masses of black people. This King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleuncensored.com. Donate and don't hate.